Learning is enjoyable.
Learning is immersive.
Learning is understanding.
Learning is aspirational.
Learning is liberating.
Learning is helpful.
Learning is accessible.
I could never read or write, and teachers say I would never be able to. I can now read and write thanks to Chilworth, and I get along with people. I have social anxiety, and I'm able to make friends now, so that's a positive.
We're like a family. We're all just like one big family, and you can go up to tell anyone anything, and they're there for you, they listen to you. And just to think that I've only been in the school for like 3 years, and it's the best 3 years of my life. It's like I've achieved so much, I've become the person I want to be, and it's like the dream of Millie. I feel like it's a dream, but it's not a dream. I'm here, I'm doing it, I'm fine, and that's all thanks to Futures and Chilworth.
In my old school, a lot of my friends were like saying, no, you can't do this, you're not good at this and stuff. And then like in my old school, they used to like write a lot, so it was too overwhelming for me. But in this school, they wrote like as much as I could write. They're very like caring, they understand our special needs and stuff, and they like could build up their confidence with us as a child, like we can trust them when we are like sad or angry.
So the old school before I joined Bridgeway was very like, there was a lot of children. It wasn't very kind of like, I was struggling with my mental health, and it wasn't as kind of like nurturing, you know, there wasn't the teachers there, there wasn't any support really in place, and it was very, very overwhelming. I came home and I was really struggling, and I was bottling everything up. And then when I joined Bridgeway, it was kind of like, I could just be myself, you know, there was teachers there to support me, and yeah, it just felt a lot better environment to be around for my mental health, and it's helped me to kind of like improve.
So personalised learning really starts with knowing our children really well. So our children come to us a range of experiences and gaps in learning. So we can all we're really, really confident with the curriculum that we have on offer. We know that our children need to have extra on top of that national curriculum. So what we do is spend a really long time looking at where their children's strengths are, where their gaps are, and then come up with a way of developing a pathway through a topic for the child. So it's not necessarily just what they're interested in, it's how do they get to learn the things that we know that they need to learn for the future.
So the integrated team around the child is just one of the areas where we meet to discuss the student. So that's alongside child focus meetings and our day-to-day discussions, our debriefs and briefings where we talk about the students that we have. So we know the students phenomenally well. By knowing them well, we can really identify and understand what and why they are presenting certain behaviours. By doing that, we can then really focus on getting it right for them.
So positive behaviour support really should be in every school within the country, in my opinion. It's always about believing in the young person and always about that unconditional positive regard. And it's about maybe an instance where a young person is displaying negative behaviour, but it's extracting that from the young person. That was a chosen behaviour, or it may not be chosen behaviour in some instances, but it's about applying a really positive approach so that young person starts to really like themselves, and that's what's so important, because all of our young people are absolutely fantastic, and PBS is crucial within that. And as I say, I think every school would benefit from a PBS approach.
Mason was struggling in mainstream school. He'd been to 3 by the time he was 5, and he was unmanageable in a classroom at that time. He was very dysregulated, so he struggled a lot with environmental changes, changing from classroom, being overwhelmed by so many people. And the fact that with the SLAC group, their classes are so small, he was able to build stronger bonds with staff and his peers. He had a much more space to be able to express himself and calm down rooms where he could just relax away from everybody.
Class size is really important, but in a class of 30-some, all the sensories in our neurodiverse children are really strong. So the noise from a class is quite disturbing. Frankie, for example, he won't go into a supermarket because the noise, the lights. So small classes are really key. And I think an average here is 8 children to a class, and they have a TA as well, and everyone's trained for specific needs for these children. So small classes are absolutely imperative. It's wonderful.